Alright, returning to the Season 5 Championship of Formula E, featuring the new SRT05E. Now that the first round of cash upgrades are done here, bringing my PR up to 67.4. So, of course, 6 categories, since these cars don't have exhaust, Alright, so second tier, it's going to be gold, 60 for engine, and then we'll talk about the cash upgrades in a bit. But drivetrain, 55 gold, followed by cash upgrade. It's going to be the same across the board, by the way. And then body for 45 gold, followed by cash upgrade. And suspension, another 50 gold. And then, let's see, brakes. It's going to be 40 gold, usually the cheapest one. And then, finally, the tires and wheels, 48 gold. So combined, that is 298 gold spent. And that's what you're going to have to spend in order to win this event. So now the PR boost, 0.6 for engine, 0.9 for drivetrain, 0.5 for body, 0.6 for suspension, 0.5 for brakes, and another 0.5 for tires and wheels. So we're gonna get just about all these third tier upgrades. If you get all of them, it does bring your PR up to 74.6. So we can kind of play with a 0.6. So suspension is 0.6. So we actually don't have to get it. And brakes, 0.5. I know we could skip brakes or tires and wheels because they're both 0.5. But suspension is a little bit more pricier. See what I mean? I know it's just a cash upgrade, but hey, if your cash budget happens to be tight in the game for whatever reason, that does happen. It has happened to me in the past. So if you're fairly new to the game and you're barely, making it in terms of your cash bank, then yeah, maybe you're in that situation. If not, just get it. Just get the all third tier upgrades. It's just cash. Just race a few races. You'll make it back in no time. But yeah, so the reason why I skipped suspension, as I said, if you get all the third tier upgrades, then the total PR will be 74.6. As I said before, you do need 74 to enter the final tier cup race or Formula E race, actually, and to win this car. So that means you can spare 0.6 in upgrades. So anything less than 0.6, like the brakes and tires and wheels, those are both 0.5. So those you can skip, then you have to get everything else. If you skip one of those, not both of them, right? So you can spare one cash upgrade. And the engine upgrade is actually 0.6 PR boost as well. But of course, these PR boost is not quite set in stone. They're a little bit more dynamic. So depending on which other upgrades you have on your car, the amount of boost you get or cut that you don't get, you get for not getting it, changes. Right? So now, what was the target distance here, by the way, in endurance? Let's see, it was 5 point something, not 3 point something, right? Okay. This is what I get for counting numbers while I'm racing. Bad idea. But I don't think I'll have any trouble hitting the mark, considering that I got only a couple of more kilometers, not even at this point, and I still have some 30 plus seconds to go. So with this car, that should be quite easy here. But anyway, back to upgrades. So the cash upgrade, right? They're more not just cash upgrades. The PR boost per upgrade, they're a little bit more dynamic, right? So they're not like if you get a certain amount of boost when you look at it, and if you get other upgrades and you come back to the same upgrade, and if it gives you a different kind of PR boost, that's what I mean. That happens, right? So what happens is if you don't get engine third tier cash engine upgrade, even though it says 0.6 PR boost, what happens is everything else basically comes just tiny bit short. You end up with a 73.9. So, yeah, does this sound like I have tried this before? You bet. Yeah. Oh, yeah. So, and as I say, if, like if it's 0.5, you can skip one of those without any issue. But just because I was curious, I wanted to check, see how it works out. This whole dynamic PR boost business. In this case, it is important because if you don't get one, or if you get one for the other, even though they give you the same PR boost, you're gonna end up spending, end up getting the other upgrade anyway. See what I mean? So, engine upgrade, basically, if you skip, it doesn't work. You're gonna have to end up, with that anyway, or you end up spending more on gold, which is just silly, right? So the one that you can get away, and I picked suspension because I believe it's the most expensive out of all the ones that you can spare. It's cash. It's not a huge deal. But still, as I said, in certain scenarios, you might be running short in cash. Then, well, there you go. You can spare some while you try to win the car. Or if you just want to, if you just like the even numbers for PRs to win these cars, maybe it matters to you. You want to win with just bare minimum PR 74.0 and no more. Then, well, there you go. That's the path you'll have to take. Anyway, while I was yapping, I completely overkilled the bots. The target was 181, ended up with a 194 plus. But no matter. It's all good. I might regret it later. But for now, we're moving on with another gold trophy here, the gold trophy number 4 for this event. So, yeah, one more to close out the tier number 2 here. So let's jump in to this cup race. Single lap PR 65 required, which is all good. And yeah, each tier takes place in same location, which makes sense, right? Why didn't they do it this way before? We used to have to bounce around, you know what I mean? This, I think, makes a lot more sense because with each event within the same tier, maybe you kind of study the track a little bit more so you get better at it. Before you get to actually do a proper cup race or Formula E race. So I like that. And of course, they structure the motorsports, the Formula E motorsports that way as well. Just ran a few events while there was instant service going on the season 4. So yeah, that is a new format they will go with, which is, I think, something that would make sense, right? What do you guys think? Each tier, 3 different events in same venue. To me, that makes perfect sense. It actually, having them in the same tier actually seems to make sense to me then, because maybe they'll have an autocross and speed snap, because those are the events that obviously takes place in certain section of the track. certain, they call it the difficult or crucial sections of the track, right? Then you kind of master those using those shorter events. Then you jump in with the last race, the proper race. So you kind of train with the first two, and then you do your proper race, and the last one to unlock the next tier, and so on. To me, that makes sense. But then again, what do I know? Anyway, another easy win. I certainly hope so. I mean, it's only second tier. How hard could it possibly get, right? So, minute 29 for a lap here at Laguna Seca. And as I was talking about it before and during the special event, this track should be renamed because Mazda pulled their sponsorship out of the track. Hasn't been reflected in the game, as you can see. Suppose it's just not their priority. Anywho, there is the trophy number 3 for tier 2, which unlocks, of course, tier 3, 4,000 racing dollar bonus, and that closes out the second tier. All right, moving on.